So this is the first tweet from Good Morning Britain. Can the Sussexes still succeed in the States? Anti-activist at Anthony Iman, okay, I think I pronounced it correctly, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle need to go away and go silent. I mean, they are away. They're minding their own business. So why these people in the UK are poking in what's going on in the United States with Harry and Meghan? These people are really sick. Okay, while at Jack Royston argues the poll have already started swaying back toward them, but they need to ditch the negative message. I mean, Harry and Meghan just minding their own business. This come after Spotify scrapped the Sussexes' $20 million deal for not producing enough content, labeling them as a pair of grifters. Okay, I think I responded to that. Where's my comment? Okay, so there's my comment right there. So let's listen to what they're saying here. I think I listened to some of it. Or did I go based on what they say or the caption? I forgot. I responded to it a while back. I think it's the caption. I didn't listen to the video yet. Let's listen.
Deal. I think the Netflix doc that they did was the most streamed programme of last year.
Their projects have got a huge amount of attention and will have made money for both those companies, which is why it is a real shame for them that everything has disintegrated. But they can put it back, and I'll tell you how. It is everything Iman said, completely legitimate, and it was a massive dent in their popularity in America, but the polls have already started swinging back towards them. American public opinion is improving in relation to Harry and Meghan, but what they need to do is ditch the negative message, stop complaining. It goes down really bad.
Where is Harry and Meghan complaining about anything with their business, with Spotify or anything? I haven't heard a thing from Harry and Meghan regarding Spotify deal. All weekend I've been hearing about the Spotify thing, but not a damn thing from Harry and Meghan, with the exception, I think there was something that was said regarding, I think WME put a statement out, and that was it. We don't know crap. I mean, I said some stuff in one of my podcasts. That was just my opinion. Harry and Meghan didn't say a damn thing. Oh my Lord, these people are truly ridiculous.
Badly if you're living in a $14 million house in the middle of a cost of living crisis to be complaining all the time.
Well, what else can they talk about?
But wait a second. Cost of living crisis have nothing to do with Harry and Meghan. They producing their own thing, doing their own things, making their own deals. Oh my God. This is what they should be talking about. The cost of living crisis in the UK. What is causing that? Not Harry and Meghan causing the cost of living crisis. They're taking care of business, so they don't have to deal with not be able to pay their bills.
So that I may talk, squirrel.
Look at the fact that just on energy alone, on a conservative estimate within 1 year, we're talking £1,300 a year going up in bills. We're going to have about 10 million people in fuel poverty. We have a real absolute, not relative, poverty issue going to come in the UK, with food banks oversubscribed, with debt crisis agencies do not have any tools. And I need to say, with the Chancellor coming on in a moment, if you forgive me, as the money-saving expert who's been known for this, I am virtually out of tools to help people now.
Oh my goodness.
Well, they got to go back to the old school royal playbook, turn up to charity, looking fantastic, working.
No, they need to go away. I do apologise for interjecting. They just need to go away. Let's be honest with ourselves here.
They are away. They are away. But why are you guys talking about them? They are away.
They got themselves in this mess. Let's talk about us.
What mess? What mess? We do not know the deal that with Spotify and Harry and Meghan. Oh my Lord, this is ridiculous.
For 3 years, but then simultaneously say we want privacy. It's that dichotomy that's
no, the privacy came from Piers Morgan.
Piers,
If you want to be private, go back to America and live privately. It's pretty straightforward.
The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option.
Piers,
If you want to be private, go back to America and live privately. It's pretty straightforward.
Want when it comes to privacy.
It's not them who have said they want privacy. It's something that the tabloids have said about them that's latched on. they have taken steps when there have been blatant violations, unlawful violations of privacy. Of course, then they've challenged it because that's in line with their values. But that doesn't mean just because you assert your human rights that you then become some kind of Trappist monk and take a vow of silence and you're not allowed to discuss anything. That's not how privacy works. Privacy is about the right to own and control what personal information you choose to share with somebody.
You've lost your right to privacy because you shared one image with me. That's sort of the flawed argument and its operating mechanism that they're confusing people to think. I think life is about being able to share our stories and share parts of our lives that you're comfortable with. So it's about boundaries and it's about respect. They've created a false narrative. I've never talked about privacy.
Harry and Meghan never said anything about privacy. They even reaffirm from the Oprah interview, they never talk about privacy. Oh my Lord.
In this
they
position. They need to go away. Go silent.
If their numbers on Spotify and Netflix, but specifically on Spotify, are so good, why have they been so horribly dropped?
Exactly.
I think that it sounds like there have been arguments over what content they're going to produce. So, you know, this guy who's saying Harry's a grifter had a conversation with him to try to develop a podcast. Obviously, it never materialised. So there have been failed attempts to try to produce something that both sides think is great.
It implies to me that they're a bit of a nightmare to work with.
And that may well be the case, but all they need to do is start landing some projects that work, and they need to, if they're going to pull this back, they need to go on a journey of self-discovery where they accept that they have got some massive things wrong.
Alone, by themselves, with their family and their kids enjoying their money by themselves, silently. That's what I agree with.
Well, how do they make the money? Money don't just come to them like that. They have to work to make the money. It's not like they were with the royal family. You guys just hand over them your money to them. They have to produce to make money. Are these people... What is this black woman talking about? Is she for real? Oh my Lord. Nobody knows the deal with Spotify, with Archtype. Nobody knows. The only thing we know, they no longer work with them, and it was confirmed by WME. So maybe there's something bigger ahead. Or perhaps Spotify wanted them to talk about something and it's not aligned with their brand. Oh my Lord.
But they can do that and show up for charity in the meantime, and that will help them. If they can show up for good causes and show that they can still do that old school royal thing of giving back and helping people and do it in a way that doesn't look like it's all about them, then they will...
What of they? Something is missing. Something is not right over there. Something is not... They're doing their thing. They're minding their own business. But these people keep on poking their... I don't know. I really don't know. I'm probably gonna cut some part of the pause because something is missing over there. Something is literally missing over there. Wow.
Further help their...
Yeah, but they've got to earn money, haven't they? I mean, they could do the royal thing,
how
but that's
much
not
more
going to earn them
money
any money.
do they need, Richard? I do apologise, but how much more money does...
As much as they could produce. As much as they could carry on. The same way everybody wants money, the bag full of money carrying along as much as they could produce. It's none of our business. None of it. They could make tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons as much as they could. Okay? The lifestyle, the unnecessary burden you guys keep on putting on them where they need security. They need to produce and make as tons of money as possible. You guys keep on stirring the pot. They need money for security away from you guys.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Yeah.
Guys, I need some space, please.
Yes, sir.
Guys, let's get some space, okay? No, go straight.
Do you not remember?
How much more money do they need, Richard? I do apologise, but how much more money does...
The TMZ Live, Harvey Levin here.
Charles here.
So, Meghan and Harry had quite the night. It started out very glamorous with a lot of acclaim. Meghan got an award, and it was a very glitzy event. We'll get into that in a minute. But the headline turns out not to be what happened at the event, it's what happened after.
Right. As their spokesperson describes it, and as we have confirmed with independent sources, that there was a harrowing, in fact, they say near catastrophic 2-hour chase around New York City, paparazzi chasing them, and it all started right here. This is around 10 p.m. as they left the Ziegfeld Theater and they got into their SUV.
How much more money do they need, Richard? I do apologise, but how much more money does...
Well, what happened once they got in that SUV is a chase that at times got up to speeds of 80 miles per hour. And I know you may be thinking, where in New York City are you going to drive 80 miles per hour?
That would be the FDR.
The FDR Drive on the east side of Manhattan. They were doing 80, trying to shake photographers who were chasing them.
And they were right on their tail.
How much more money do they need, Richard? I do apologise, but how much more money does...
Yeah, and they had, this was not just Harry and Meghan in their single SUV. They actually had an entourage that, it's clear that they anticipated some of this.
Clearly, they were in an SUV. There were 2 security SUVs that were tailing them, and then there was a 4th SUV that eventually was used to try and block traffic to thwart the paparazzi that were following them.
Right.
Now, they say that pedestrians were almost hit, cars were almost hit, a couple of police officers almost
were involved,
hit.
Right.
So I know this sounds crazy, but we have confirmed, like Charles said, that this really did last 2 hours. So there were times when they went to various police stations trying to get some help, or
trying to get help, or trying to shake the paparazzi. So the video we're about to show you, this is them almost an hour and a half after leaving the theater. They've been in this chase. They've been on the FDR going 80 miles per hour. And now they've gone back to a police precinct, and they get into a yellow cab. They get out of their SUV. They get into a yellow cab.
And it's to shake the paparazzi. They're figuring nobody would think they'd get in the yellow cab.
How much more money do they need, Richard? I do apologise, but how much more money does...
Do you not remember?
Look what happened in New York.
Does one need 100 million from a Netflix deal? I'm so sorry. I think it's safe to say they'll survive.
No, that 100 million is gonna fly off really quickly with the amount of security that they need, because of you guys keep on stirring the pot. They need money for security. Are these people for real? I didn't hear this part.
They've put pressure on themselves because their costs are high. You know, they bought.
We do not know. We do not know. They're living their best life. How do you know they're putting pressure on themselves? You guys are putting unnecessary burden on them. Are these people for real? I'm gonna have to make you listen to this all over again because I stop in between.
Massive house with a massive mortgage of about $9 million. They may have
can't hear
paid
much
that
sobbing going on out there.
No sobbing at all.
No crying.
Sobbing at all. And it may be that they've paid it off already with all this massive amounts of money that they've been earning, but they have huge security costs.
Jack,
thank you. He's sort of talking a little bit of sense with the amount of security. Security is not cheap. Security is not cheap. This is why they said they wanted security. They'll pay for it when they come to the UK. All of this nonsense that they're saying here, why they don't say it to the royal family, who's not doing a damn thing. Look at the amount of work Meghan did the moment she stepped in the UK. All the charities she worked with are sustaining themselves. The other ones are closing off. Why don't these people talk the same way about Harry and Meghan as, you know, to the royal family, the one who's taking the taxpayers' money? Are these people for real?
This morning, thank you very much indeed.
Oh God, let's listen to it without me interrupting. Oh Lord.
Deal. I think the Netflix doc that they did was the most streamed programme of last year.
Their projects have got a huge amount of attention and will have made money for both those companies, which is why it is a real shame for them that everything has disintegrated. But they can put it back, and I'll tell you how. is everything Iman said completely legitimate, and it was a massive dent in their popularity in America, but the polls have already started swinging back towards them. And American public opinion is improving in relation to Harry and Meghan, but what they need to do is ditch the negative message, stop complaining. It goes down really badly if you're living in a $14 million house in the middle of a cost of living crisis to be complaining all the time.
Well, what else can they talk about?
Well, they got to go back to the old school royal playbook, turn up to charity, looking fantastic, working
No, they need to go away. I do apologise for interjecting. They just need to go away. Let's be honest with ourselves here. They got themselves in this mess. Let's talk about ourselves for 3 years, but then simultaneously say we want privacy. It's that dichotomy that's got them in this position. They need to go away. Go silent.
If their numbers on Spotify and Netflix, but specifically on Spotify, are so good, why have they been so horribly dropped?
Exactly.
I think that it sounds like there have been arguments over what content they're going to produce. So, you know, this guy who's saying Harry's a grifter had a conversation with him to try to develop a podcast. Obviously, it never materialised. So there have been failed attempts to try to produce something that both sides think is great.
It implies to me that they're a bit of a nightmare to work with.
And that may well be the case, but all they need to do is start landing some projects that work, and they need to, if they're going to pull this back, they need to go on a journey of self-discovery where they accept that they have got some massive things wrong.
Alone, by themselves, with their family and their kids enjoying their money by themselves, silently. That's what I agree with.
But they can do that and show up for charity in the meantime, and that will help them. If they can show up for good causes and show that they can still do that old school royal thing of giving back and helping people, and do it in a way that doesn't look like it's all about them, then they will further help their...
Yeah, but they've got to earn money, haven't they? I mean, they could do the royal thing, but that's not
more
going to earn
money
them
do
any
they
money.
need, Richard? I do apologise, but how much more money does one need? 100 million from a Netflix deal? I'm so sorry. I think it's safe to say they'll survive. No?
They've put pressure on themselves because their costs are high. You know, they bought this massive house with a massive mortgage of about $9 million. They may have
can't hear much sobbing going on out there.
No sobbing at all.
No crying.
Sobbing at all. And it may be that they've paid it off already with all this massive amounts of money that they've been earning, but they have huge security costs.
Jack, Iman,
$2 million.
good to see you this morning. Thank you very much indeed. We
Oh my, but who is that guy? Does he know, and is he a spokesperson for the Sussexes? He doesn't know a damn thing. But that woman, my goodness, not her, the black woman, that $100 million already gone with security alone. Okay, and Harry and Meghan have already touched the topic of the house in terms of pricing. When they were looking for a house, they knew they couldn't afford it and all of that, which... Was it in the docuseries or in Spare that they spoke about it? I heard it somewhere where they look at it several times. They knew they couldn't afford it, but later on, after certain deals were happening, that's when they put a how do you call this, a bid down for the house. I mean, these people don't know crap. But let's see here. Let's read some of the comment. This Jack person doesn't know Jack. America is disgusted by these two grifters, period. No. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay? I'm in America. Nobody heard a damn thing about Harry and Meghan. Okay? So only the UK is talking about them. Okay? Only when there's something to talk about. Let's say the chase that happened. Yes, it was in the news. What other thing that was happening? Whatever project that they're doing when they when they come to New York to talk about something, we hear about it. But other than that, everybody's minding their own business. Oh my goodness. Let's see, America. I'm in America and I love them here. Thank you. I'm in America too. Okay. You have a point. Anyone in America with logic and reason skills can stand. Nah. Okay, this needs to be black because you don't know crap either. Don't want to hear these things. Okay, correction. Only those with logic and reasoning skills love Harry and Meghan. Haters like you project hate and disgusting. That's all. Can Britain take them back, please? Please. No, they could stay right here. They're doing good work. All right, time to black as I'm going through them. Well, this is awkward. Anti-racism activist accuses Harry and Meghan of weaponizing racism, endorsing everything Piers Morgan said before Alex Bareford, was real on to tell him he was racist for taking such a thing. I'm no fan of Piers Morgan, but appears Scofanius was. Who's that woman? Okay, I don't know. Whatever you said, Piers. Okay, I don't know. Whatever. All right, so there's me here. Okay, I was going based on the caption on this. Okay, at that time, I didn't hear what they were saying. All right, so that was 14 hours ago. A court system is there for everybody. If Spotify had an issue with Harry and Meghan, who are trying to make a living on their own, which that's pretty good without listening to the video, not from taxpayers, Spotify could have easily called them to court for not fulfilling their contractual obligation. Harry and Meghan are not dealing with Salty Island. They are away. Just stop talking about them. That's all. These people don't know crap. All right, after what's here, I'm moving on because there's a lot of comment. This lady needs to shut up. Calling Meghan out has nothing to do with money. She needs to do her research. Harry and Meghan have been working with charities, but she chooses to ignore it. Okay, who's that? At Anthony Lam. Okay, organizer for the Black Lives Matter protest summer 2020. Okay, I don't know who she is, so looks like she's in the UK. Sound like a hater. I don't know. If it's a black lady, that's what I think too. Okay, what the hell they are talking about? The Sussexes have already succeeded. They escaped from hell nest and have many irons in the fires. Archetype is being structured by WME and Offset. I mean, these people, they don't know anything what they're talking about. If it's from WME, okay, that's where we should listen. These people, they don't know anything. Okay, they need to go away. Harry and Meghan in the room with you now. Thank you. They're not here. I agree with Iman 100% on this one. Who is Iman? Who is Iman? Okay, I'll come to that because I don't know who's that. Okay, I agree. They just need to go away. They've put themselves in situation but we're talking about, we don't even know. Harry and Meghan or their representative or their spokesperson didn't come and say a damn thing about them. We just know that they parted way with Spotify. We do not know a damn thing. Okay? Everybody is speculating. We do not know. So they are away. They're making their own thing. We don't see them every single day coming on social media or coming on national television talking about their business. We do not know a damn thing. The only thing that came out over the weekend, which I was pretty much busy hanging out with the family, was that Spotify and Archewell went their separate ways. That's all I know. Okay? And I did a video and putting my speculation, whatever the possibilities. Okay? So we do not know a damn thing. Harry and Meghan are away. They're doing their deals. We do not know. Okay, I agree. They just need to go away. They've put themselves in this. I mean, are they complaining to us? Is Harry and Meghan complaining to us that they cannot pay their bills? They need money to pay their bills. They don't come and complain to us. If they are going through some financial problem, they don't tell us. We do not know. So what are these people talking about? Okay, when will these royal commentators ask Americans how they feel about Harry and Meghan? Most wish they will go away when seen. Okay, you go, girl. They have to go away. Okay, they've been away. So how much away do they want? Okay, if you guys cannot stand them, then you guys need to disappear. Not them. They are out of sight. We do not know. Okay, when their project come out, they let us know. Okay, they don't even promote their project. I spoke about when they come out with on Spotify. They didn't make a bleep about it. They didn't promote it the day of the very first one. I'm only talking about the very first one. Okay, they just drop it and then it just went wildfire. And then after that, we start seeing billboard around the country. People, squatters who are around the world, were putting pictures of where they see the billboard of Archetype. That was it. But the very first one, we did not hear a damn thing about it. They just drop it and then we heard about it. Okay, I agree with Amon 100%. Okay, what is they talking about? Of course you do. Okay, you haven't heard from Meghan all year. You've barely seen Harry, but they need to go away. Tell the press to leave them alone. Yes, you would. Wait until she says something bad about Kate. All right, so what are they talking about? Okay, I don't know. So let's go to the next tweet.